This wasn't a great week. I've had one of the biggest bouts of procrastination I've ever experienced, and I also rewatched The Lord of the Rings in its entirety, which was awesome but time consuming. Still, in spite of all that, I've managed to achieve something worth talking about. Just one thing though, which is why this devlog is... This is Anna, in case you don't know, despite watching a video on Fire Emblem ROM hacking. She's the closest thing to a mascot character that the Fire Emblem series has as a whole, as she appeared in nearly every single of the games, fulfilling various roles. In Sacred Stones in particular, which is what my ROM hack is based on, her appearances are limited to running the secret shop and being the face for some UI prompts. And that's the way I originally intended her to be in my hack as well, simply not touching these two elements. But that changed when I started designing Chapter 2, and the question of handling the supply access came up. If you've played the demo that I uploaded, you probably noticed that Ilma, as the main character, was the one with the access to supply, following the way it is done in Fire Emblem 8. However, once the story took shape, it made more sense for the storage to be something provided by the adventuring guild that Ilma joins in the first chapter. As such, it wouldn't make sense for her to be the one with supply access, being the newest member and all. And I decided that if I'm giving a different character the access to supply, I might as well make that a new special character that would be similar to Merlinus in Fire Emblem 6 and 7. But because this ROM hack will only have 9 chapters, having an initially stationary unit that later promotes into a mobile one wouldn't really work. Although I kept the idea of being able to choose whether or not to deploy a supply and leveling it up for every battle they survived, but more on that later. I also wanted the supply class to have battle animations, even if only used for getting attacked and healed. So I went to the graphics repository to grab the supplier battle animations, which felt more fitting for an expedition of adventurers compared to something like a stationary tent, a horse-drawn carriage, or a hot air balloon. And looking through the variants of this animation, I spotted who else but Anna, and decided, why not? I'm making a Fire Emblem game, I plan on having the Fire Emblem make an appearance, why not Anna as well? Now, as it turned out, while the normal supplier had map sprites, the Anna variant did not, and now it does, marking my so far one and only contribution to the graphics repository. So I have implemented the class and the character, leaving the matter of deploying her in chapters. But what's the point of optional deployment if she can't die permanently, is mobile from the start, and grows stronger from participating? Well, to make it so the question of deploying her isn't rhetorical, I decided to make the player pay her a fee each time they want her to enter the battlefield, somewhat referencing her greedy characterization in the newer Fire Emblem games. But it's a characterization I didn't want to lean into that much, instead making her more of a savvy merchant who is your genuine ally, wanting to make deals that benefit both of you. So yes, you have to pay her each time you deploy her, but in exchange her personal skill is Bargain, which halves all the prices when she visits a shop. And being a supplier, she also runs a shop of her own, the one available in battle preparations. And that characterization of someone aiming for mutual benefit extends to that too, as she doesn't sell regular iron weapons, but instead gilded ones, and the magic equivalents in the form of Dark Fafnir, keeping to the theme of Dark Tomes drawing names from Norse mythology, that's present in Fenrir and Gleipnir, the Light Glimmer, the Fire Crucible, and Thunder Electrum. All of these have the same might and crit as iron equivalents, 5% less accuracy, 2 more weight, and roughly 2/3 of the durability while costing the same. But their benefit is that they all come with the Despoil skill, meaning that each time a unit kills another using a gilded weapon, there is a chance based on their luck that they obtain a red gem worth 2500 gold, easily paying back for the weapon and then some. Another unusual item found in that shop is Anna's card, which when used allows the character to access Anna's store during combat. Being a full character, Anna will of course receive support conversations, the same as every other playable one. Or even more in a way, but That is a mechanic that I have in mind that I do not want to spoil for now. I will maybe reveal it once this chapter is complete and available to play through. For now, that will be all. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll be back next week with another update. For now, farewell.